A lot of people think orange juice is a local breakfast drink. You buy it in a carton, pour it into a glass, and it feels simple. But for millions of people, that glass may begin thousands of miles away in Brazil. In fact, Brazil's orange juice industry is so large that some sources describe the country as producing about 7 out of every 10 cups consumed worldwide, depending on how the market is measured. And one industry source says the world's largest orange juice plant is in Matau, Brazil. So why Brazil? Why does one country matter so much in something as ordinary as orange juice? The short answer is that Brazil built the right combination of climate, orchard scale, processing capacity, and export logistics. In Brazil's main citrus belt, most oranges are not grown mainly to be sold whole in a fruit bowl. They are grown to become juice. That difference is the heart of the story. The short answer: first, Brazil dominates orange juice exports because it has a huge citrus growing region centered in São Paulo and western Minas Gerais, a highly industrialized juice sector, and a system designed to process oranges quickly and move juice around the world at scale. USDA reports say about 80% of Brazil's orange production is processed for juice rather than sold as fresh fruit. That alone tells you this is not just a fruit growing story. It is a processing and logistics story. Where the story really begins, the core of this industry, is the Brazilian citrus belt. Recent USDA reporting describes this belt as covering most of the country's orange orchard area, with especially heavy concentration in São Paulo and parts of Minas Gerais. When so much production is concentrated in one region, growers, processors, storage operators, and exporters can all work close to one another. That lowers friction. Trucks do not need to travel across a whole continent. Plants can be built near groves. Expertise stays clustered. Suppliers stay nearby. Over time, this creates an ecosystem, not just a harvest. Why closeness matters so much: oranges for juice are not ideal cargo to leave sitting around in the heat for too long. Tetra Pak's Orange Industry Guide notes that orange processing plants are located near fruit growing areas because fruit deteriorates quickly in citrus climates, while orange products can then be turned into forms that store far better and travel much farther. That sounds basic, but it matters a lot. Brazil does not just grow oranges. It grows oranges next to giant machines that can turn those oranges into a storable global product fast. Why so many oranges become juice in many countries? Oranges are strongly associated with the fresh fruit market. In Brazil, the balance is different. Most production is aimed at processing. That means the whole system, from varieties to contracts to factory design, can be optimized for juice. Juice oranges do not need to be marketed the same way as fresh oranges that must look perfect on a store shelf. Once the industry is built around processing, scale becomes easier. And once scale becomes easier, exports become stronger. How orange juice became a global breakfast product: Brazil became dominant later, but the global orange juice habit had earlier roots. The modern orange juice business was helped enormously by the development of frozen concentrated orange juice in the United States. The University of Florida's Citrus History notes that the technology for frozen concentrate was patented in 1948 and quickly became a hit with consumers. That mattered because concentrate made juice easier to preserve, store, and ship. Once orange juice could travel well, the industry no longer had to stay close to where people drank it. That opened the door for a place like Brazil to become the world's export powerhouse. From grove to processing plant, the journey starts in the groves, where oranges are harvested and loaded onto trucks. In industrial processing systems, the fruit is received, checked, cleaned, graded, and sent into extractors. Juice is squeezed out, pulp is separated, and the product is then directed toward different outcomes. Some becomes not from concentrate juice. Some becomes frozen concentrated orange juice, often called FCOJ. Tetra Pak's Orange Guide describes this flow in detail, including fruit reception, extraction, clarification, NFC production, and concentrate production. In other words, the orange is only the start. The real export product is what the factory turns it into. Why concentrate changed everything? Concentrate is one of the biggest reasons orange juice can become a global trade product instead of only a local fresh drink. In concentrate production, water is removed so the juice takes up less space and is easier to transport and store. Tetra Pak's guide describes clarified juice moving to evaporators and being concentrated up to 66 degrees Brix before going to frozen storage. That means a lot more orange juice value can move in a much smaller shipping footprint. So if you want to understand why Brazil can serve breakfast tables far away, concentrate is one of the answers. Not from concentrate changed the market, not the basic logic. Many shoppers now prefer not from concentrate juice because it sounds fresher. But that does not remove the need for large-scale processing and careful logistics. USDA reporting on Brazil notes that NFC is more perishable and has a validity of about 35 days, while concentrated juice can last around 2 years. Another industry guide notes that NFC is stored in bulk, either frozen or in aseptic conditions, sometimes for up to a year because production is seasonal while consumption is year-round. So even when the label says not from concentrate, you are still looking at a product shaped by industrial storage and transport. Why Brazil got especially good at this? Brazil did not become dominant by accident. It had land, climate, and scale, but it also kept building specialized expertise. USDA describes Brazil's orange juice sector as a highly advanced industrial and agricultural sector. Another industry source notes that Brazilian citrus plants often have greater capacity than those in Florida, and that the plant in Matau is the world's largest. Once you combine giant plant capacity with a region built mainly for juice processing, it becomes easier to lower per unit costs, keep the system moving, and stay competitive in export markets. The shipping side of the story: once the juice is processed, it has to leave the country. USDA's Brazil report says stock figures include storage tanks at processing plants and port terminals, and also stocks abroad on vessels and port facilities worldwide. That shows how export-oriented this system is. It is not just about factories. It is about tanks, terminals, shipping schedules, and inventory management. And on the port side, Santos Port Authority describes the Port of Santos as Brazil's largest port, which helps explain why Brazil has the physical trade infrastructure to move huge volumes of agricultural products, including juice, out to the world. Where the juice goes: Brazil's biggest export market for orange juice is Europe, with the United States next. USDA's Brazil citrus reports say Europe remains the main market, followed by the United States. Citrus BR's export page also shows Europe taking the largest share of Brazilian orange juice exports, with the US clearly in second place in the latest destination mix displayed there. So when someone in Germany, France, the Netherlands, or the US buys orange juice, Brazil is often somewhere in the background, even if the carton itself highlights a retailer brand instead. Why this matters to your fridge: this is where the story becomes very everyday. USDA says the import share of orange juice availability in the United States is expected to reach nearly 90% in the 2024-25 season, with Brazil and Mexico supplying 95% of U.S. orange juice imports. It also notes that not from concentrate juice overtook frozen concentrate in market share in the U.S. back in 2013-14. So even if the style of juice has changed, dependence on imported supply has become stronger, not weaker. For many consumers, the orange juice section in the supermarket only works because international supply chains do. The hidden vulnerability in the system: a system this concentrated is powerful, but it is also fragile. Brazil's citrus belt has faced serious pressure from heat, drought, and citrus greening, also called HLB. USDA reporting says 44% of orange trees in the citrus belt were affected by greening in the cited period, and recent seasons also saw major rainfall deficits and smaller fruit. When one country is so important to global orange juice, problems in that country do not stay local. They can show up in export volumes, inventories, and retail prices far away. A useful myth to clear up: there is a common tendency to ask whether Brazil supplies 60% or 75% of the world's orange juice, as if only one number can be true. But the difference usually comes from what exactly is being measured. One USDA report describes Brazil as supplying around 60% of global consumption through its industrial sector, while another says Brazil accounts for 75% of orange juice marketed in the world. Those are different lenses on the same big reality. Brazil is the central country in this business. Why Brazil still leads? Brazil still leads because it has scale where it matters most. It has the groves, the specialized juice plants, the processing know-how, the export relationships, and the logistics network. It also has a long history of operating in a business where fresh fruit is quickly transformed into a shelf-stable or bulk storable product. Other countries can produce oranges. Fewer countries can match this full chain from grove to factory to terminal to ship to supermarket refrigerator. So the next time you see orange juice at breakfast, it helps to think beyond the carton. What looks like a simple morning drink is actually the result of orchards, industrial extraction, concentration, chilled storage, port systems, and global trade. Brazil dominates orange juice exports not just because it grows oranges, but because it built one of the most complete juice systems in the world. And that is why something so ordinary can carry such a massive hidden supply chain behind it. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Then tap the bell icon to turn on all notifications so you never miss any of our future videos.